Today I'm going to be making a sweet corn pudding. This dessert kind of highlights how the Native Americans made use of their surroundings, and corn being used in this pudding is an example of that because it was a staple in many Native American diets. They grew it. In Native American culture, they believed that animals were sacred and they valued their life almost up to the level that they valued human life. The myth I'm reading talks about how close the Native Americans were to animals and specifically to bears. No animals, it is believed, are closer to people than bears, which sometimes walk on two legs and have skeletons like those of a human, only larger. In many myths, bears are depicted as a race, which have human form but always wear their bear coats in public. One northwestern myth relates to how Ripson, a chief's daughter, was out collecting berries one day when she came across two young men who led her to a house in the village, which was the home of the bear people. Inside sat a huge man, the bear chief, and bear coats hung everywhere. Ripson married the chief's son and bore twin cubs. Some time later, Ripson's brothers found the den in which she and her new family lived. With her cubs, she returned with them to her father's village, where the twins took off their bear coats to reveal two handsome boys, who grew up to be successful hunters. Eventually, Ripson grew old and died, and her sons returned to bears. Afterwards, Ripson's descendants had good luck while hunting, whenever they reminded the bears of their kinship with Ripson. The Native Americans held animals to the same level as them, and this myth is a reminder that animals also deserve to be treated with respect, and that is something we can learn from Native American culture. This part of the pudding making was really interesting. We were supposed to just pour milk and white rum on top of the already made pudding and then bake it for 3 hours at 250 degrees. Right here it looks very weird and not very appetizing. We also put it in a water bath before so it would cook evenly. Here's the final result. It's a little bit soupy. I think I might have added too much milk, but overall it was pretty good. And it tasted a little bit like sweet grits because of the texture of the cornmeal, but I think I would make it again.